and the human partner to a pair of miniature dachshunds. She knows Alistair very well. She can handle him. I hoped so. Because here I was, walking out of New Hampshire's truly impressive November cold into the cheerful, green and blue-tiled waiting room of the Piscataqua Small Animal Clinic, with an entirely empty kitty carrier in one hand, and my fingers crossed. The carrier was strictly for appearances. I mean, it would look a little strange to come to a cat appointment without a cat, but Alistair had vanished the second he saw it. The assistant at the reception counter wore scrubs covered in rainbow-striped cats and a name tag reading Jeannie. I gave her my name and my cat's name and made sure to set the carrier on the floor so she wouldn't see someone was missing from this conversation. She was still registering my arrival when a woman leaned out of a door labeled Room 3. "Anna?" she asked. "I'm Dr. Ramona Forsythe. I've been expecting you and Alistair." She held the door open and motioned me inside the bright, antiseptic-scented examination room. Dr. Forsythe was one of those short, round women whose cheerful competence tends to mask a steely core. Her chestnut-brown hair was just starting to go gray. She wore a white coat and green scrubs and certainly didn't look much like a modern-day witch. As she closed the door, though, I felt a slow prickling begin in my fingertips. This, I was beginning to learn, was a sign of active magic happening somewhere close. "Nice to meet you, Dr. Forsythe," I said as I set the empty kitty carrier on the stainless steel exam table. "Please, call me Ramona," she said. "And it's great to finally meet you. I was so glad when I heard Alistair found a new partner. We were all worried about him after Dorothy died." She squinted inside the carrier. "I see he still doesn't like vet visits, though." No. "Well, don't worry. This is the room we keep for our special patients." She winked and gestured to the walls. Now I could see what I'd thought was a wallpaper border was actually a carefully painted pattern of knots and stars. I might be new to the practice of the true craft, but I could recognize a ceremonial circle when I saw one. Eventually, anyway. Ramona adjusted the door so it was open just a crack. "Go ahead and call him." Alistair, being my familiar, cannot be kept away from me, except by strong, focused magic. He can appear in an attic, a deep basement, or the locked bathroom when I am taking a shower, and he has done all of these. The flip side of this is he has to come when I call, something he considers an affront to his feline dignity. I would be hearing about this for days. I let out a long, slow breath and reached down inside to gather my personal energy. "Alistair," I called to thin air. "Come on, Alistair." Nothing happened. "Try these." Ramona opened a drawer in the examining table's pedestal and pulled out a bag of KT nibbles. Clearly, Ramona was familiar with my cat and his habits. I took the bright green bag and shook 2 treats out into my palm. Attitude Cat, the famous black and white spokes-feline, glowered up at me, as if she resented being used for our nefarious plans. "Come on, Anna, focus." "Alistair," I called again. "Nibbles." And just like that, my big gray feline familiar was sitting on the examination table. I held out the nibbles, and he stretched his neck forward to take one. Ramona slapped the door shut, closing the room, the circle, and the spell contained in the painted border. A prickle of fresh magic shot up from my fingertips to my elbows. Alistair's head snapped up. "Meow!" Alistair shook himself, but nothing happened. He lashed his tail and put his ears back. Still nothing. "Meow!" "Sorry, big guy," I told him, "but it's for your own good. Finish your nibble." I held out the remaining